Good morning. We are making breakfast, and I am already a few steps in because I totally forgot that I was going to record this. I am a person, if you don't know, who procrastinates a lot due to executive dysfunction and a variety of mental illnesses and physical chronic illnesses. And I am also a person who doesn't like eating breakfast, mostly because there's a lot of work that goes into it, and first thing in the morning, if I eat right away, it just makes me sick. So, an alternative I've taken to making is protein smoothies. And as I said, I've already started, but basically, I start with one banana, a couple leaves of spinach, and a bunch of kale, and then muscle milk, protein milk. We add that in, that is the next step. And the ones I'm making, this is my favorite one. I make a few different ones, but the majority of the time, I make chocolate banana peanut butter. Obviously, if you have allergies, you can make substitutions with things like nut butter. You can get lactose-free protein shakes, things like that. Okay, so once I put them through the food processor the first time, or the NutriBullet, whatever I have a Magic Bullet system. They're pretty runny, and that's because I know I'm adding peanut butter to them, so I want them to be very liquidy before I add the peanut butter. On a side note, I live in Canada. If anybody knows where I can buy like big things of this, that would be like life-changing, because buying those little things is both annoying and expensive. Next thing I do is go in with half a scoop of this Botanica Perfect Proteins. This is a really good option if you're vegan, or if you have dairy sensitivities or soy sensitivities. The protein base in this is quinoa, brown rice, coconut, and cocoa. So as long as you're not allergic to any of those things, this is possibly a really good option for you. And I have the chocolate one, and it doesn't have the traditional, like, super grainy protein powder aftertaste. Like, I hardly notice it's in the smoothies. This is not sponsored, by the way. This just happens to be what I use. The next thing I'm adding is some vanilla Greek yogurt. Again, you can skip this step if you want. Just adds a little bit of extra body to my smoothies. And obviously, if you're lactose intolerant, get the lactose-free stuff. And I'm just putting like a generous amount. And then the final step is just to add your peanut butter. I add a generous amount, but you can't take it out. You can always add more. And I just use a Kraft peanut butter. Obviously, you can use like a natural peanut butter or a nut butter or whatever you prefer, but this is my go-to because I can buy this at Costco and it's cheap. And voila! I now have breakfast for the next 4 days. I could make more. I have like 7 more of these things, but I don't have any more lids. And these are relatively sweet, and I don't add any sugar to them, but I use fairly ripe bananas. And the vanilla yogurt brings the sugar up. If you don't like it as sweet, use less ripe bananas, and maybe go for plain yogurt instead of vanilla yogurt. But I do like mine to have a little bit of sweetness. And the main reason I go with this flavor is because I like chocolate peanut butter, and it's something like this is the only thing that got me through high school. I didn't like to eat breakfast. I would have starved because half the time I didn't have proper food because we didn't have that good of money. My mother got gifted these, I don't know, I was in like whenever it came out, whenever the fucking NutriBullet came out, I got one of these, and she got one of these, and I just recently inherited it. That's the only reason I have it. I don't have money to buy one of these things. So yeah, that's part of why I like the flavor. The other reason is my roommate is allergic to peanuts, and this stops him from eating my shit. Don't worry, I clean up so I won't kill him, but this stops him from eating my food. Because that is a constant issue. I wish I was joking. But there you go. Very easy breakfast to make. You can add more or less spinach or kale if you don't like it. I don't even taste it in this. I honestly could have added more, but I don't like seeing the little green specks of it. So, cheers.